Earlier this year, Celebrity Cruises was in the news about how it charges solo cruisers, and it wasn't positive. They were accused of charging solo cruisers not only at a double occupancy rate, but even more than double occupancy. Why were they penalizing cruisers to sail solo? Today, I'm going to walk through booking a cruise as a solo cruiser on Celebrity Cruises. Are they really penalizing solo cruisers? Let's find out. And stay tuned to the end because you actually might be a little surprised. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. I am Sig the Solo Cruiser and I vlog about solo, introvert, and gluten-free options while sailing. And I also try to answer the questions that I receive on solo cruising and offer my advice and my own tips and tricks. One of the questions I always get is about avoiding that double occupancy fee. Sometimes we just can't do it across cruise lines, but to me, the most important thing is to be knowledgeable and aware about pricing across cruise lines for solo and compare those to other rates for double occupancy. Now, so far, I've taken a look at pricing for solos on Carnival and XCEL, and now we're going to do it today with Celebrity Cruises. Now, today we're going to look at two different ships. We're going to look at a ship in their newest and largest class, as well as one of the older, smaller ships. And we're going to look at two different itineraries, a longer sailing as well as a shorter sailing. Now for starters, I just went through and took screenshots along the way to make this go a little bit faster. Let's get started. Now the first thing I want to point out is Celebrity's current promotions. So here they have a promotion for 75% off second guest. This is important because pricing will vary according to whatever promotions that they have. So you always want to know what that promotion is to understand how that's affecting your pricing. Now the first comparison that we're going to do is on their largest ship, the Celebrity XCEL. So for this, I chose a 7-night Caribbean sailing. They're going to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. And it's leaving out of Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, December 14th through the 21st. So we're first going to just look at interior cabins. So for 2 guests, our cruise rate for this cabin is $881 per person. Now I just went through the process and just totaled it out. We didn't add on any cruise packages. We're just going to look at the room rate only. So for 2 people, their total cabin price is $2,080.14. We see with the promotion, the first guest is paying $1,439 and the second guest, because it's 75% off the cruise rate, they are paying only $322 for total room cruise rate, and that's before the taxes and port expenses. That's $1,761. So at best, we would expect to have that same cruise rate for a single traveler. But when we price this out for just a single traveler, we see that room total is not $1,700, but rather $2,636. And then when you add on the port taxes and fees, that's $2,795.57 for the same cabin for a solo cruiser. For the same cabin that 2 people would pay. But let's look at something else because this ship has solo cabins, so let's check that out as well. So we're going to look at the veranda cabin. For this example, we're going to look at a stateroom with an infinite veranda for 2 cruisers, but they also have solo cabins in this category, so we're going to check that out as well. Now, for an infinite veranda, if 2 people were to book this cabin, we see a final price, a total price for that cabin for 2 people at $2,584.14. Now for the same cabin, as you can see, if I wanted to book this cabin as a solo cruiser, I'm going to pay a total of $3,564.57. Now, as I said, they also have this infinite veranda stateroom as a solo cabin. So let's check that out now. So as we see here, I can book their Edge single stateroom with an infinite veranda at $2,890.57. So let's do a recap and take a look at our price differences so far. Okay, so those are the differences that we see on their largest and newest class of ships. So let's take a look at one of their older ships, one of the older classes, and see if we see that same difference. So we're going to go back and we're going to check out this sailing. It's a 4-day sailing to Key West in perfect day. So maybe we just want to do a small trip, maybe a little weekend getaway. So here, once again, we're going to start with an interior cabin. So here for an interior stateroom, if we look at the total cabin price for 2 people, that is $886.70. Now, if I wanted to book this room solo, it would cost me $726.35. It's not more than double occupancy and just slightly less than double occupancy. So there are cabins that are priced well over the double occupancy fee, while some are just below. Now, although that's not a huge difference or a big savings, it is comparable to what we see on other lines when they're charging double occupancy as well. So yes, it's on the smaller and older ships, and in this example, it's the newer ships that have pricing that's more than double occupancy. Now, it could be on some of the smaller sailings as well, but the point is you have to actually go in and do price comparisons and not just listen to what somebody says or what's in the news, but always do your own due diligence and go in and check out those prices. When it comes to the pricing, you're the only one that can determine the value and whether that cost is worth it to you. From my experience on the Celebrity Ascent, they also had a solo cruiser program. On our first day, there was a solo gathering listed and I went to check it out. We met up at Eden and the gathering had a host who helped kind of facilitate the group and to get the conversation started. After a while, then he informed us, hey, if you want to get together for dinner, I have a reservation at the Cosmopolitan restaurants for the group. And most of us took him up on that and we went to dinner together as solo travelers. Now, I personally didn't attend any other solo traveler events. However, I did connect with and chatted with some of the other solo cruisers throughout the cruise. So if you're a solo cruiser who is looking to connect with others on the ship, well, Celebrity has a similar program to XCEL to where it's a hosted event and they facilitate the conversation amongst the solo travelers to get things started. That's a lot better than some of the cruises who just list a solo traveler event and put up a sign and it's not hosted and that's it. And then it's up to you to find out and connect with the other solo cruisers. So in the end, is it worth it? Well, that's up to you to determine. But I will say that from my experience, Celebrity so far, unfortunately, is the most outrageous with their prices towards solo cruisers. Yes, if we want to enjoy a cruise, we not only have to pay double occupancy for some cabins, but even more than double occupancy. But as we see, that's not across all of their ships. So if you want to take that shorter, smaller cruise on an older ship, that's where you're most likely to find, unfortunately, just regular double occupancy price or just slightly lower. Is it worth it? Well, that's going to be up to you. Drop a comment below and let me know if you have any questions or your experience at pricing cabins for a solo cruiser on Celebrity Cruises. So I hope you found this helpful. If you like this video, hey, please hit that thumbs up for me. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you would like to see more videos like these, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I publish a fresh new video. All right, until the next time, bye-bye.